So I'm excited to be part of this meeting today. And we've had a very good month of May, the month that has just ended, and I must say congratulations to each one of us for a job well done. And our business is very, very rewarding if you put in all the effort and energy. It's not like in our workplaces where sometimes you work so hard and there is no increment. Here it's the other way around. You, at the beginning, you work very hard and earn little. But with the time, you get to a point where you work less and you are overpaid. The only challenge is at the beginning, if you're not careful, you might think, oh, I'm doing too much just to get a check of 500 shillings. I can assure you that there are people who have been getting as small as 500 shillings on Thursday or Friday when the payments are remitted. And you might ask, did I put all the effort to be paid those kind of peanuts? But the truth is, there are many people earning more than $500,000 in your life, but they started with a very small check of, say, 500 Kenya shillings. So that is the nature of our business. For those who are joining us from Nigeria, from other countries, we want to welcome you into our today's training. I can see people like Degar and others from Nigeria, and we want to really appreciate you. I know for you, you are still pursuing the business because it's still quite early. For you, it's 3 p.m. So we go straight to today's meeting agendas. The first agenda is planning for your business. If you allow me to say this, the most dangerous thing in our business is to just start off the month without any plan. If you don't plan, then you have planned to fail. If you fail to plan, you've planned to fail. That is how it works. You'll be shocked that you'll be starting a month and before you do anything, the month is over. And the other month starts, before you do anything, the month is over. And you are like, what is not happening? I'm not making progress in my near life business. Remember, in our business, you are the CEO of your own business. There is no one person who will ever come to reprimand you, you've not done A, B, C, D. Not even karaoke Josephat. We say in our business, if it has to be, it is up to me. And you point at yourself. If it has to be, it's up to me. And the best thing I can do right now is to perhaps share with us how you do a good planning for the month, but don't accept at all to get into the month without a plan. You start by planning for the year. We will not do that one right now, but you must know exactly what you want to achieve by the end of your first 1 year from today. Those who joined us today, because there are some who have signed up today, what do you want to achieve by next year, June? For me, I wanted by the first 1 year of my business to be a Ruby director. Guess what? It happened. By the end of my first 1 year, I was already a one Ruby director. Okay. I wanted to be a president in 3 years, not more than 3 years. Guess what? In 2 years, 11 months, I was a fully qualified president team member. And I came to a conclusion that God will really help you to achieve your own dream and your own goals and your plan, not other people's plan. Okay. Success in our business is not measured by comparative terms, I mean, what others have achieved versus what you have achieved. Success is measured by, have you achieved what you planned to achieve? All right? Have you achieved what you had planned to achieve? So if you had not planned, then anything you achieve is okay for you. Now, we want to do 1 year plan for now. Let's just think of this month of June. What do we really want? What do we want to achieve in this month of June? A good plan should have a few elements. There's some elements for a good plan. We need to know that by the end of the month, I will need to have XYZ personal points. So the first element in your planning should be personal points. How many personal points do you want to achieve by the end of the month? For anyone building their business, and they are serious, they are building their business, the minimum that you can afford to have as personal points is 100 personal points. That's the minimum ever. If you are fast tracking your business to senior manager, there is that incentive since last year where you can join and you fast track your business so that within your second month or third month, fourth month, up to 6th month, you are already a fully qualified director. So if you are fast tracking your business to senior to director, then the minimum personal points should be 250 personal points, PPVs. And if you want to earn significant amounts of money by the end of the month, then you now increase that personal points to whatever the level you want. But I was saying the minimum is 100 personal points for anyone who is building their business, and 250 points for anyone who is fast tracking it to a director. The other element that is very critical in our business is the sponsoring. Maybe before I go to, sorry, there are some people not muted. Let me check and mute all of us. All right, that's fine now. So I was saying, before we go to sponsoring, one question that you need to ask yourself still on the planning is, how will I get the minimum 100 PVs? How will I get the 250 personal points minimum if I'm fast tracking to the director step? Or if you want to become a senior manager from distributor straight to senior manager, using the shortcut to senior manager, you need a minimum of 500 personal points. So the question is, how do I get the 500 personal points? And the simple answer is, it doesn't matter whether you are doing the points at once or you are doing many times, but as long as within that full month of June, your points have accumulated to whatever you want, then you have achieved that target. So you can do it in accumulation manner. Number two, it doesn't matter whether you are buying for your own use or you are buying for some customers. It doesn't matter. What we want is you have bought through your Neolife ID. Now, going to sponsoring, you must have the number of people you want to sponsor in the course of the month. This is tricky. You might be surprised to go for a whole 1 year and you have not sponsored a single person if you didn't have a plan of how many you want to sponsor and the discipline of seeing to it that you have sponsored that number. Now, if you ask me the minimum that you should sponsor for all of us, that we should strive to achieve as our minimum, I will say 3. Why 3? Because there is that recognition when you have sponsored 3 people by the company. It's called 3 in 30 star. if you have sponsored 3 people with 100 points each. Now, regardless of that incentive of 3 in 30, you will realize that your business will grow exponentially. It will never stagnate. Your business will never stagnate if you have the discipline of sponsoring a minimum of 3 every other month. It will keep going up, going up. And it is in the process of sponsoring the 3 that you'll get very serious people. Many people have asked me, how do I really, get a huge breakthrough in my business? And my answer is, when you get the right people, people with the right mindset and people who are ready to move. Otherwise, before then, you may struggle with your business. And for you to get the right people, then you need the discipline of sponsoring 3 every month as the minimum. For me and PROs, our minimum is 10, sponsoring 10 in a month. At the beginning of the month, we usually don't know who will join our business. But one thing we know is there are millions of people out there that we have not known yet. And if we are deliberately going to reach out to them, then God will favor us and will get them joining us. So those are the key aspects of your planning, personal PVs, and personal sponsoring. Now, the last aspect is your team points. Because you want to plan, how many points do I want from my team? Now, if you don't have anyone in your team yet, then we still talk of your team, because in the course of the month, God will give you the team through the sponsoring that you are doing. And you need to have a plan for, I want to close the month at 4,000 points, for example. Those who want money and you want to be a director by the end of the month. So you want 4,000 points by the end of June. You are doing your maybe 500 personal points. Then it means you need 3,500 points from your team. Now, for you to get the 3,500 points from your team, it means you need to sponsor more than someone who just wants 1,000 points from the team. A quick mathematics is, listen to this one, and then you can engage your upline director for the details. If you and your current team, or even the new members, if you can sponsor a minimum of 24 people, you and your team, a minimum of 24 people before the month ends, chances are a minimum of 8 will be senior managers. That is a third of the 24 will be senior managers. A senior manager is 500 points. So we are talking of 8 senior managers times each 500 points equals 4,000 points. So if you are ready to go to director, remember tomorrow or the other day will be the first day of the month of June. So all of us, we stand equal chance of sponsoring a team that will give us that 4,000 points. So you can see, if you don't have that clear picture in your mind of getting 24 people, new distributors, you and your entire group, you get 24 new distributors, then chances that you won't get the 4,000 points are high. It is as simple as that. And so I finish by saying this. There is someone who will join the business tomorrow and adopt that kind of a plan. And by the end of the month, the team, the entire network will be over 24 people, and he becomes or she becomes a director within that first month. There's someone else who is already a senior manager today. He or she doesn't work with any plan, gets 1 or 2 people into their network by the end of the month, and for sure it's not easy for a team of 3 people to raise 4,000 points. So guys, it is as simple as that. And it doesn't matter your level. Even for me as a president, we sit down with the PROs and we draw our plan every single month. So let us be disciplined to start with those kind of plans. Now, in your plan, there is one thing that is silent, and that is our next session. Something that is silent in your plan, but you need to write it down somewhere, is that you want to engage in personal development. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter how many PVs points you get. If you are not getting personal development, it will be very difficult for you to survive for long enough in our business. Personal development helps you to be able to stand even when there are the normal storms. Okay? Because there will always be storms in our business, whether you like it or not. How will you be able to persist against those storms? It is only when you have developed yourself so much that even when people are rejecting your idea, they are, laughing at you, they are not seeing sense in what you are telling them. You know, and you believe in yourself so much that you will succeed, and later they will come and realize that you were the right one. So today we are going to have a wonderful, 2 wonderful sessions revolving around personal development. And the people who are taking us through this, I've seen them engage deliberately into acquiring that personal development. They are now on their way to director, but their development is way beyond director level. There is nothing as sweet as making sure that you as a person, you are above your business. Be high, let the business be following you up there. And you can be assured of sustainable success. So I want to bring to us the first speaker. I'm trying to unmute Jane Wangusi. Nowadays, Zoom can easily misbehave. So let's see whether it accepts. Just a minute, Jane. All right, it's misbehaving for Jane. Let me try the second speaker, then we see whether it accepts. All right, it's okay. Let me unmute them, all of them first.
Girls and boys in the ranges of between 4 years to 15 years. I'm a marketer by profession, and having said that, I'm very excited to be in this opportunity, which came to me a while ago. And it actually, as Joseph said, I've been in this opportunity for as long as it's been in Kenya, because I remember as a first-year student, I got to get the introduction of this opportunity through the people who had brought it from South Africa. That was way back in 1996. So you can see I've been in the opportunity for a bit wrong. So, but what I decided, I thought that it was not the right time to do it as a business when I was in college. I didn't understand the whole concept at that time. As Joseph said, I ventured through the product. I could sell at times, but it was not actually clear to me because I didn't have very good mentors at that time. It was not very clear to me that this was a real opportunity. Though being a marketer and studying marketing, I could see the opportunity and the potential in it. But generally speaking, I didn't have a motivator, somebody who could guide me through. I joined the company, yes, but I didn't have somebody to hold my hand clearly and show me how to do the opportunity. But having said that, I kept on using the products. And after I left college, I met my dear wife, and after getting to the corporate world, I got employed. And as Karaoke Josephat said, there are times you think you have gotten an opportunity, but you're getting misused. I actually got into an opportunity that was tying me from as early as 5 in the morning and as late as 7 in the evening. So even if I was a registered member of Neorife, I could not further my dream in it because I didn't have time. Virtually, I didn't have time. I had a boss who quietly and squarely sat on me. So that is a true saying that people work hard, but they are paid less. So once we got married with my wife, we got busy in the normal way of people thinking that they are very busy in their early life, and we got our kids. But through the life, we used all these products. My wife, in her maternal aspect, she used a lot of Calmac, a lot of omega-3, a lot of NutriShake, zinc, and through her childbearing, she went through some CSs, and she could amaze the doctors, because the doctors actually could not even know whether they had operated on her in the past delivery. They could actually look back on the file, and that's where they could pick it up. So that became amazing to us, and we continued with the products, home care products, and the healthcare products. Actually, we at first we didn't use the home care products because we actually invested in our health. So, and after now getting children, we started also trying the home care products, which worked very well for us. And actually, I knew this was an opportunity, but I had tied myself to a contract that I could not just easily go out of. So, but I had not looked at the opportunity clearly. And there's something I looked after and saw that there was something we called personal development. And that one I had not seen in many companies. So I looked at the values of the company again clearly. I looked at the habits of the company, and I looked at it and said that personal development was something very key to helping somebody untie himself from the normal corporate world. It looks very interesting, but actually I can tell you it is somewhere you can waste a lot of your time without getting benefits. So having said that, I started venturing in the personal development, and around this time when I was thinking of quitting employment, I met somebody I knew, but I knew what he was doing. I knew he was in the opportunity that I know very much about because I had kept my registration valid. I could renew every year, but my interest was just to use the products. So when I met Josephat and we talked quite a bit, I got the conviction that this is an opportunity that works. And I talked out with my wife and we shared, and we found it to be varied, and we started off. And now down the line, we have gotten to a level that we can say for sure this opportunity works. There's no turning back because the products work. And that was one of the core principles or core values of the company. The products work, and for sure we can say we are not turning back. This is not like the first time that I was not knowing what I'm sitting on. Most of the time I tell people, I like repeating this, I tell people you sit on a gold mine and you don't know. So we actually were sitting on a gold mine because this is something I could have continued with even with the shortest time I had or the little time I had. I could have used all that time to push it on and get a very good business. Having said that, Josephat said we have deliberately embarked on doing personal development. And what I realized is we are dealing with people. We are dealing entirely with people, and people love following people who have dreams and who have clear goals. And when you have clear goals and very clear dreams, people will automatically listen to you and want to follow a leader who has purposed, and who is influential in the right manner. So I decided to do a proper personal development, and I've been reading books. And with my wife, we actually have set time to read books together, because mostly you get it through motivation speaking, listening to people who have been in the opportunity, listening even people who are doing different things but related to what you're doing. So we have decided to go deep into reading books. At the moment, I'm reading a very good book called GoPro by Eric Warren. And that's what I wanted us to share a bit on what I've found about presenting our product and our opportunity. So when you're presenting a product to a prospect, because there's somebody who is going to handle on the prospecting and the rest, when handling, if you're showing a product to your prospect, one of the main thing that we should have is that we ourselves should be the product. We should be a product that is sellable. Yeah. What is a sellable product? It is somebody now who is able to stand before people, and people are able to identify with you. This doesn't matter whether you are educated or not educated. It is something that you develop over time. When you become a product, you're easy to sell yourself. You present yourself properly, neat dressing, smart dressing. You always say, when somebody comes to you and is smartly dressed, you say, that person looks like a salesperson, because automatically he's selling something. And for us, we have to be very impressive to people so that they can buy our idea easily and without a lot of pressure. The next thing is that you should understand your product and your opportunity very clearly. Saying understanding the product and the opportunity, we have that daily habit of using the product. Like now for me and my wife, it is so easy to sell the product. It is so easy even to sell the opportunity. Reason being, we have used the product. I can actually name, I was at times even surprising PROs, telling her that I know this other one, I know the other one. And she could not even imagine that I had all that knowledge of the product. That's why she told me, this is the right opportunity for you. So, and I grabbed it. So you should understand the product inside out. And you understand the products through the presentations, attending the events, and also being ready to run. So the opportunity also comes, you understand the opportunity by also going to events, using all the tools that the company has given us, because we have very wonderful tools. Those days I'm talking about when I registered, the challenges were many, and that's why we were not even very much interested in doing the business. We didn't have mobile phones. We didn't have anything to do with electronics. So even arranging for a meeting, that's why I said when I was tied in time between 5 and 7, I could barely do a thing because I was actually fully tied. So it should be something that you know. The other thing that I've learned from the personal development is that we at times try to impress too much. We know the product, yes. We know the opportunity, yes. But there are so many other people who have a lot of information. So what you should do is you should not try to appear as if you are the expert in everything. Be able to present something and also listen from the other side. There are so many other people who know so many things. So don't be an expert in everything. Be also ready to listen, be willing to be guided. We are, as a professional, because when you decide to do this kind of a business we do, the network marketing business, you have to be a professional. Otherwise, you cannot achieve what you're doing. As a professional, you guide your prospect towards your desired answer. So what you do, you don't pressure them, you guide them faithfully and carefully towards the desired answer. So how do you do this? There are so many tools that you can use. Yeah. One, you can use the CDs, you can use DVDs, you can use magazines. You can also invite them for events like the ones we have the Zoom meetings now, or when we used to have in the normal, we used to have the normal meetings in our halls. You can invite them for those ones. So you expose them, that is called the exposure. You expose them to those kind of tools for them to be able to run without a pressure. So, but having said that, we should be passionate, excited, enthusiastic, and believe in the company and the product as well. Without a belief in the company that you're working for, and you don't believe in the product that you're presenting, it is so easy for a prospect to pick that, and they will eventually not even believe in yourself, in you. So to be a good presenter, you have to know how to prepare in good time, because the saying goes that the person with the marker is the person who makes the money. So the person who starts there to present is the one that is going to make the money. So you have to impress people by being truthful, yeah. And that's why I say you have to develop yourself. People have to know you, because people are not actually interested in the company. People are not interested in anything else. They are interested in what you're telling them, yeah. So you have to have a comparing to a story that they identify with. They identify with their background, yeah, the things you used to dislike, or maybe the things you didn't like there before, how you enter the opportunity and how the opportunity has helped you. Like now, we say Neolife have done this and this to me. Josephat was saying what it has done to me. When I start sharing, I'll say what it has done to me. So you have to give them the benefits that you have gained, and also the future, how the future looks to you. People will know, as we said when we were starting, people would want to identify with people with goals and expectations. They don't just to see somebody who has no future. And that's why even in the company core habits, there is the vision, the future. They want to look at how it will be in the future. So it is very good to have that story with you. And for you to have a comparing story, you have to have a preparation. You have to be prepared well in advance. You have to be very proactive. Yeah, because when you go to a customer or a prospect, they will start now telling you, yeah, you start fearing what to tell them. You have to actually be prepared. Be prepared in time. Don't fear to tell your story. Like now, if I fear telling the story of me being in the opportunity in 1996, and I didn't approach Josephat to tell him what I've been going through, I would not have seen the other picture of how I can do it as a business. So you actually have to tell your story. And telling your story, it has also to come also from the other side of your customer. For you to be able to nab the customer or the prospect properly, you have to be a good listener. You have to listen to their story, because from the story, you will pick so many things, as we are going to see thereafter. You're going to run to tell your story. It has to be truthful. Your story has to be moving. Truthful as in, this is what I did, and you can relate to it. You don't just tell a story which is a fiction. If you do a fiction story, people will identify with that, and they will not actually identify with it. They'll pick the lie in it, and they will not buy to your idea. You have to have a moving story. Yeah, right now, my moving story was, we used the products with my wife. I have seen what it has done, and many women who are maybe expecting to go through CS section, they will not fear, because they see somebody who have done that and has come out of it very strong, and they'll be able to listen to you. Yeah, it has to be short and precise. So don't bore people telling them so many stories. Yeah. So the other thing you have to do is to learn how to do your standard presentation. Yeah, we usually have like a wellness triangle. You have to know those basic things, how to tell the comparing story, how to tell a standard opportunity presentation. Then you have to also learn how to do different training presentation. Different training presentation, I mean, you have different kind of people that you interact with in your presentation. You have elderly people, you have young people, you have women groups, you have different ages. What you tell the young people is not actually the same thing you can go to present to all people, because what all people are looking for, it is not necessarily financial freedom. They may be looking for health. Yeah, most of them will be looking for health. But when you go to young people, they are not generally looking for health. They are looking for somebody telling them how to make money. So those different setup of training, you have to know how to put them and come out very clearly. So also when you're talking to distributors in your team, you have to know the level of each and every distributor, the understanding of each and every distributor. So when you understand all of them, you'll be able to clearly give what they need, and you grow them and motivate them, and they'll be able to duplicate what you're doing. Remember, you are the messenger, not the message. So know how to use the running tools properly. When you do the running tools properly, you do your story, which you create curiosity in somebody, and also preparation is key to the presentation. When you do a proper presentation, you always have won about 70% of your prospect. The other skill that I've learned in my personal development is how to do a follow-up, because when you do a presentation, you don't just leave it open for the customer to decide what to do. You have to show them, to guide them. As we said, we being professionals have to guide our customers properly and show them the exact thing to do. We have a desired goal, and the desired goal here is to get somebody to register to follow your team. So you don't just go to present for the sake of presentation. So what do? In our business, the fortune lies in the follow-up. That is the biggest thing that you should understand, that the fortune is in the follow-up. You don't just leave the customers to make their own decision. This is a skill that you should grow up in. You should always propagate. And the biggest percentage of our people or our distributors or business people don't follow up. Actually, it is almost 90-something% that don't follow up. But those who succeed are the few percentage, the 10% that make a follow up. What do you do to do a clear follow up? One, what you do is you should do what you promise to do. That is just pure basic. If you promise somebody to call tomorrow, follow that. Put it clearly in your directory or in your diary, and do it on time. You should not actually wait for them to remind you. You should be the one reminding them ahead of the appointed time, because if you don't mark the dates properly, you might be so excited you got somebody and you talk to him very well, and you saw the potential in that person, but when you don't follow up, the fire dies out. The immediate follow-up is very, very crucial. You should remember this, that you set a time and you follow the time. If you don't follow the time, this person will have a very clear excuse of, you are to call me this day and you didn't call me. So he'll see that you are a person who is not serious in what you're doing, and he will not buy into your idea. You should remember that you are either early or late. And those people who are early are the ones who benefit. Those who are late, they always miss the opportunity. If you have changed your mind or you wanted to reschedule, or you got some engagement, you should be very cordial, or you should be very very gracious to call this person. Yeah, you should reschedule the appointment in good time. Be a professional. Call this person maybe a day earlier or 20 or 12 hours earlier and reschedule the appointment. They will be very glad to hear that. But if you call somebody 1 hour to the appointment and tell them, I think I should not make it, they will not take you seriously at all. They will not take serious at all. The next thing is that when you present something to the customer, we always go with the expectation that this customer will join my team. And that is our expectation, which is very good. And it is something that keep us moving, because that is our entire goal. But you should understand that people understand things differently. When I joined the company, I saw the opportunity just once. The exposure was just once. And I joined the company because I could see, being a marketer and a marketing trainee, I could see the opportunity. What I did, I just joined the opportunity even without understanding too much about it. But there are so many other people. The saying goes that the average exposures that you need for a normal person to get to join your business are between 4 to 6 exposures. So having said that, you'll find that there are people who will join with the first exposure. There are those others who will extend to the 10th exposure. So what do you do when people extend to the 10th exposure? Most of us will automatically be irritated. This person has shown him too much. He's not getting to the opportunity. But you should understand that our aim is to educate people and to get them to know what our products can do and what the opportunity can do. So when you do the exposure, you don't get discouraged by the first exposure being a disappointment. You actually scheme it and put it in a way that you can be able to coerce that person to get into the next exposure. So don't close one exposure before you open a door for the next exposure. So when you do that, people will be ready to listen to you the next time. And when maybe the next time you come and you see this person is understanding, just be careful. If he's willing to join you, he's gotten to a level of understanding, be willing to listen to him, and also be very careful on how you approach in asking him the questions, because there are some questions that will automatically leave you open, and also and at the defense side. But you should put the client, as we said, the prospect, you should put him on a way that he is leaning towards the decision that you want. So you should not ask questions like, what did you think? So they automatically tell you, I have not thought about it because it was the second exposure, or you have just shown me the second time. What I'll do, let me go and think about it, and I'll come back to you with an answer. But you should put them and fix them to a level that you are able to get a straight answer from them. What did you like best about this? What did you like best? They will either tell you, your products are very good, or that business idea is very wonderful. So from that, you are now able to open up to the next exposure, which now will lead you now to the point of making this customer commit to you. When we said the customer will need about 4 to 6 exposures, we said this one is an average. So one will join the first time, the other one will join the 10th time. So what you should do is that you should not put pressure on a prospect. Yeah. What you should do is just open up, just give more information, and guide the customer towards your desired goal. There's something we call the SW3N rule. That is a rule that you should assimilate in yourself, because some people will agree to your idea, some people will not agree to your idea, some will ask, so what about this idea? And others would just want you to go to the next level. So when you get to that, you should know that you are in a business of building relationship with your prospect. So, and when you build a relationship with your prospect, they will believe in you more, they will actually trust you more. And when you do another presentation, it might be very, very easy for you to close in on this customer. So the other thing that you should consider is whether you can be able to compress your exposures into the least time possible. Yeah, many people there are so many people who are very busy in their schedule. They don't want you to keep nagging them every other time. And also for us, we are equally busy. We want to go to the next prospect. So try to compress your exposures for the best results. You can expose a prospect to, let's say, a CD, that is a tool. You give them a CD and he writes it, you forward it up immediately. And when he tells you he writes it, you put him through to an event like a Zoom meeting, and you also engage him on one-on-one Zoom meeting. And through those quick exposures, you are able to convince him and they are able to join you. This doesn't mean that you do not have objections and so many questions on the way. The customer will actually have so many objections and so many questions, because these ones we've seen them along the way. But remember that they are just natural. It is not a way of saying no. Questions are natural, and through the questions, that's where you are able to understand this customer. There are those that will ask you questions because they don't believe in themselves. They will object because they actually don't believe in the system. How should you handle those people? As I said, you should be educative to these people. Don't get into arguments with a prospect. We are not there to win arguments. We are actually on a win-win basis. So you should listen carefully to them. When you listen to them, you are able to pick their bright points. By bright points, I mean those things that they are not able to understand. They are not even themselves able to understand themselves. So you are able to pick those ones quickly, because as marketers, we are able to pick so many things from our prospects. So, and having said that, you are able now to focus on how to give this person the right concept, and they'll be able to follow you up after the final exposure. Now, maybe when they are joining your company or your team, you'll be able now to tell them how to handle themselves, because there are some who don't believe in themselves. They'll be able to handle handle that questions of believing their ability. Maybe at times they were in the opportunity or something close to what you're telling them. They would want to know how best would this one work than the one I was in. Yeah. Hope you can hear me clearly, Josephat.
Yes, yes, we can hear you. You can summarize, Macharia. Yes.
I saw you needing towards the screen. I thought I could not be visible clearly. So you're able to handle them and let them believe in themselves. So the best thing, as I summarize, is be prepared. Always be prepared. And when you're going to face these prospects, have your materials ready with you. Don't let a customer ask you, what do I do next? And you say, you can fill a form, and you don't have the form. You can pay through you don't even remember the pay bill number. So be prepared in advance, and that is the key to your success. So having said that, I'm very grateful, Josephat, for the opportunity, and I'm very excited to continue with the personal growth, personal development. It is something that anybody or everybody in network marketing should desire to work for. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you very much, Harun, for that very, very elaborate session. Unbelievable. Thank you very, very much, and keep it up. That's a real blessing to us. And there is nothing as good as realizing what Macharia is sharing with us early enough. Early enough. Otherwise, that is the most important aspect of our business, and we are going places. So let us try to put in action what we've been taught. I know if you are like me, you have a whole page, several pages of notes. So without much ado, I know our time is much spent. I don't know whether the system will accept to unmute Jane so that she can say hi to us. She may not talk a lot. Good. Jane, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, PT.
Please, we would wish to hear you say something about personal development or something like that. Our time is much spent, but I know you have something to share with us. Go on.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. My name is Jane Wangusi. I'm a secretary by profession. I joined New Life in 2018. And when I joined the New Life, I found my life has changed. And as I have been a secretary for almost 36 years now, I was not seeing any future in it. So I had been looking for something to do. And when I found the New Life opportunity, I said, thank you, God. So I joined in 2 years ago, and my life has changed from that time. My father had challenges, my mother had challenges, I had challenges too. So when I went for the meeting in Eldoret, I had the first presenter who gave the presentation on health. I was so much touched because when he went to the triangle, I found out that my triangle was upside down. And when he continued, as he finished, when they gave out the forms, I said, I want to become a member. And straight away, I joined New Life and became a member. I'm now a senior manager in Eldoret branch, and I'm excited. Parents had challenges. My dad is diabetic, my mom has arthritis. And when I started taking the products to them, after 1 year, I have never taken them back to hospital. And that's why I say New Life has a solution. Recently, in January, my husband became sick. He was admitted in Medhill. They diagnosed that he had a kidney failure. So we were in hospital for almost 1 week. Then he was discharged. As soon as he was discharged, I went through my green book and looked for the products for a kidney. I made sure I bought them all. So he started taking those products plus those ones from the hospital. Believe me, after 1 month, he was supposed to go for a checkup back in Medhill. And when he went for that checkup, the doctor said, I don't know why you are hospitalized because I'm not seeing anything wrong with your kidneys. They're fine. And there I was so excited. I was so happy that the kidneys had stopped and the products had worked. So my friends, I'm telling you, these products, they work. And they're still working even up to now. On my own issue, I could not even climb the stairs because I had arthritis. But when I started taking the Calmac, the Trienen, full motion, my God, I had to climb even up to the 4th floor. And up to now, I still climb. So my health is the greatest wealth. I have done this business for 1.5 years now. But I think I've been doing the wrong way. Pieros gave me a book and said, Jen, I want you to start reading this book so that you move up, you develop your skills. I said, why not? So she gave me 1 chapter, we reviewed that chapter, she read it, she told me, Jen, you are doing chapter 2, A, B, C, D. I have read it, and I looked at myself, I said, God, I have been doing the wrong thing all through for 1.5 years, but I have changed my life. So I'll take you through the 5 skills that I learned from that book of Eric Moore, Going Pro. It is really exciting. The first skill I learned was finding prospects. How do we find prospects? You have to list them down, all their names of the people you know and the people even you do not know. Then go to the social media, write all those names of your friends. Then visit events and organizations, mingle with people. You'll get friends you will talk to. And then every day you are adding 2 people on your list. Your list will become very big. So you won't miss anybody to talk to. And that is the time you start going professional. Skill number 2 is inviting them to your product or your opportunity. Inviting is a skill that I had missed for all those years, 1.5 years. But Eric tells me that inviting is the best thing to do in this business. So you have to use the tool of educating and understanding. You must understand. After understanding, then the business will go on smoothly. What you have to do, you have to work with a target. And the PT has just said that we must work on a plan. It is true. You have to work with a target. So I started in May. After reading Eric, I started in May. I told my upline that I'm going to be making 50 PVs every week. And I started doing that. So I gave myself that target so that at the end of the month, I would be having 250 PVs. And actually I have made it. And I was so excited, and I'll continue doing that every now and then, because inviting is the best skill. And many people do inviting, but we do it the wrong way. You should not look separate by telling somebody, oh, I'm inviting you, just come and watch my CD, come and listen to me. No, what you should ask that person is, if I would you? Wow. Meaning that if I gave you my magazine, would you read it? If I gave you my CD, would you listen to it? If I gave you my cassette, will you listen to it? So you don't go on begging people to join you, because when you start begging, then you don't look attractive in the new life marketing. Number 3 was how to present the product. That is the greatest responsibility. The company has products. We all know that, and we can all make orders and get those products. We all know we have the compensation plan. You have to read it and see. This month, I want to earn this amount of money. What do I do? So you go through the compensation plan to give you the site to work hard. And then number 3, it is you. It is you, and it is your business. So if you fail, don't blame anybody. Don't blame the company products, because everybody has those products and everybody is selling them. Why not you? Don't blame the compensation plan. Why people are getting huge money and you are not getting money? It is you who has failed. So your success will rely on you, and your failure relies on you. So don't even blame your upline. That every time you're going to your upline, can you make this order for me? I want this product. It is not her work. That is your work. As a qualified distributor, you must know how to do your own work. And that is why we are failing, because you are taking most of the time looking for an upline to make for you those product order. You should do them yourself. So don't blame the upline. Do your work as a person so that you move up. The 4th skill I learned was to follow up. Macharia has talked about it, but the way I looked at following up, it is doing that thing that you have to do always. You promised that you'll be doing a follow-up. When you joined New Life, that was your contract. You have signed a contract between New Life and yourself. I'll be doing this to get these points. I'll be doing this to get customers. I'll be doing this to make sure that I have the product. So when you fail, it is your own problem. Number 5, it is helping people become customers or distributors. The greatest thing here is your posture. It is very vital here. The way you carry yourself, the way you move, the way you talk, the way you present your product, it must be professional. Because people will look at you, you have given somebody an appointment, we are meeting at 3, then you are going at 3:15, that prospect will not take you serious. You'll find when she has already left. So let's watch on our time so that our prospects will know that we are serious. And this company is a serious company. So when you are signing in, you have to look for the 4 questions the closing questions with your prospect. Ask, the first question is, how will you get time to carry out this business? The second question will be, how many hours will you put in this business? The third one is, how many months would you build this business? And the fourth question is, if I would show you how to get time and money, would you be ready to start working? When the answers to the 4 questions are positive, when they are positive, then he will ask, yes, how will I make that money? When he starts asking, how will I make that money? That is the time you pull out your compensation plan. Start showing him, if you have this amount of PVs, this is how much you're going to earn. And he will be so excited to join you. But if you ask those 4 questions and the answer is no, 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 then it means you have to do a lot of exposure. Exposures whereby you are supposed to go back to your prospect and meet him several times. That is where I was saying, if I give you my magazine, would you read? So it meant he never read the magazine. He never watched the video. So let's be serious with our work so that we can move up to the top. And in finishing, I want to say this. If Pierre Rose and Josephat made it, why not us? They're still looking for prospects. They're still sponsoring. Why not us? Those people are working so hard. They're just too good. Even Brassfield is still looking for prospects. He's still sponsoring. So why do we get tired and say that I have no people to invite? So from today, you read that book, you keep on practicing, 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 practicing. You'll move to the top. And we shall all meet in the convention to be happy and say, here we are as New Alive. So from today, I know, start reading the book and you become professional. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jane Wangusi, for that. Wow, we are getting places, and I cannot wait to celebrate those upcoming presidents. You know, you can tell that this baby is going to be a marathoner from the behaviors, you know, so we are very excited. Thank you very much, Harun and Jane. And this is the momentum that we'll be keeping every Tuesday. We'll have more senior managers, you know, directors sharing with us some of the key things they are doing to shine in their businesses. So make it your deliberate effort to always be in this session every Tuesday and on time. So we as a team, we believe in talking less, doing more. So I want to believe the gear that you are engaging from now, by the end of this week, people in this call will be shining as if it's already end of the month. By the way, the difference between all of us here, by the end of the week, by the end of the month, is who implements fastest and more massively. I love what I'm saying. Let me listen, say it and listen myself. Who will do it more massively? You know, how fast do you implement what we have learned? Otherwise, I don't believe in your life we need any more skills. We only need to practice those skills shared with us by Masharia and Wangusi, and we practice again and again until we become experts in them. And ladies and gentlemen, I am blessed this evening, and I want to wish us the very best. So we are set for the month. We are energized, we are enthusiastic, and we are going for it. Let none of us be left behind, because we are focusing to the top. And we'll be celebrating, as Wangusi has said. Come some of the conventions that are coming, we'll be dancing with success, and we'll be meeting in the beaches of the world. So let us work very hard now, and then we can you know, celebrate in the beaches later. God bless you so much. Have the best of this evening. and see you in the next forums that we'll be meeting. Thank you. Thank you. God bless us.